Here we are. Hello,
Hey.
out there in Facebook land.
Oh, hey.
I want to thank you all for joining us today. It's so much fun to have the lovely and talented Marilyn Kitchen joining us today. Hey, Marilyn, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm wearing my Halloween t-shirt.
Woo! She
Yeah,
is
the other
fine.
the other one said problem solved, so I thought
I like that. I
it's as good
like
as it
that.
gets for me in Halloween. How are you doing, Todd? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you are very welcome. And thanks for asking. I'm superb. I'm feeling fantastic. I am wearing my Squid Game
Squid Game.
outfit. For those that don't know, number 456 was the winner. He made it to the end without losing his life.
Are
If
you
anybody
saying for
ever,
those of us that aren't nerds, is that what you're trying to say?
what's that? I'm just saying that this is a Korean TV show called The Squid Game. It ran for 2 seasons and maybe a third, and it's basically a lottery where should you survive, you
Uh,
get to take home a gazillion dollars. And there's all sorts of child games, like games we would have played during childhood, that you have to complete. And if you don't,
like
so it's kind of
Pac-Man? I don't know. I'm trying to
no,
That's
there's
how
this
little nip I am.
there's one where there's like if you were playing it as children, you would stand with your back to the group and you would be like across a field, and the group would have to get close to you, and if you turn around and you have to freeze when the person who's the getter outer turns and looks at you, and if you don't freeze, you're out.
You're in trouble.
But in
Todd
this case,
Dolman.
that's right,
Todd.
in this case, if you were out, you would be shot.
It's
That's
like
an
Red
example.
Rover. It's like Red Rover. We call Todd over, except digital. I don't know.
There's no digital part to it. It's
Oh,
all anyway.
all just good stuff. Okay,
We
that's so
could
much to
talk
know.
about
I
this
learned
for a
something
whole half
today.
hour. Oh, you did. You learned something today. One of my goals: learn something today. Learn
I
something
take
today.
full responsibility for that conversation. Okay, hi.
Well done. So, folks, we are here to discuss what we have going on, and that is online or digital businesses. Both myself and Marilyn are engaged in our own businesses that we host online. You can see our websites down below. And the great thing about this is it empowers us and allows us to create our own economy. So we're not affected by our employer, let's say. It's up to us to do to put as much activity into it as we wish to. And of course, by putting in activity, we are going to be generating as much income or as little if we want. So it's perfect for somebody if they want just a little or if they want a lot. Both options are available. So Marilyn, you've had some terrific success. Do you want to share with the folks how long you've been in business, why you joined it, and where you're sitting today, just in general terms?
Yeah, sure. I'll just share just a quick bit of my background. I was in the corporate world for just short of 33 years,
Mm-hmm.
large corporation in North America, and like so many others, I was affected by digitalization and infrastructure, and there were some changes that went on. And along with many others, I was packaged out. And 33 years, and I was in the same area, so just kind of gives you a little idea of my comfort zone and not wanting to leave that very much. And I took a little bit of time off, and I just was like, what else is out there for me? I just felt like I paid my dues with the 9 to 5 and working long and lots of hours and sometimes weekends, and seeing the digitalization come in and how it affected me, what was next. And I just knew there was something else out there, and sort of did my little prayer to the universe. And I came across an ad, which is what we learn, attraction marketing. And I saw what was possible in terms of success stories, and I saw the community, and I met with a mentor and a coach, which is all part of our process.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really, everything about it hit. Well, I just, I wanted money. I was used, 33 years. I was used to a certain income. I was used to a certain lifestyle. Wasn't ready to give that up, and I knew I'd be working another 10 years whether I was there. So I still had another 10 years of work in me, right? And I saw the potential for, like, I needed money and I wanted remote. That was a huge one for me because I want to do more traveling at my age 57, and like this, time just becomes of essence. Like it's the biggest focal point, I know for myself, and I think for a lot of other people as they get older, how you're spending your time and who you're spending your time with, it becomes so emphasized. And this business checked off every single box for me. I started March 2025, and I've never looked back. People that do stuff like this, that tap into the community and partner up, like Todd, you're great at that, of championing different discussions and reaching out to people. And I think the folks that do that are the ones that show success, and I mean, at the end of the day, we have our private Facebook groups that we invite people to when they go on our website, and you can see hundreds and thousands of people that have done this proven system and been successful. So I wasn't starting from ground zero. And, you said something, the first thing you said, I was like, yep, you don't have to worry about your employer. You don't have to worry about your employer doing your performance or firing you or shifting you somewhere, right, or calling the office, because you're your own boss.
100%.
So that was a really good point. So yeah, I mean, I have had some success. I had one of my biggest months last month in October. I hit a 5-figure mark, which was amazing. Yes, I went in. I didn't spring for VOOV, but I should have. I did get a nice little bottle of Prosecco to celebrate. But I absolutely wouldn't have been able to get where I am today without the support of this community.
Well, congratulations, Marilyn. If we could just go back to the event that you were packaged out. Was that a singular event? Were you the only one that was happening to, or was this something that was happening across the board?
Yeah, no, it was happening across the board. At the time, there was it was upper management, and it was across the board. I shouldn't say it was upper management. It was just different areas, and
right.
I'm very grateful for that career that I had, and it really gave me the tools to prepare myself for where I am today. But there were, at the time, I think there was about 35 people, 32 around there.
Wow.
And that since has grown. Like many large corporations, digitalization is not going anywhere. In fact, it's, fast and furious and all around us, everywhere.
Wow. And just for the folks at home, some people might be thinking that when they hear preparation, they might be thinking, well, Marilyn's probably already good at this. She probably already knows what she's doing. She's probably already, she was probably doing something digital in her life. Were you doing anything like this?
I had no idea. I didn't have, I had things with my other company that I'd navigate through, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't have Zoom on my computer. I had no idea. Canva, CapCut. I didn't know I used to have a photography business that I dabbled in. Oh my goodness, what I didn't know. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Like zero. Once I got into this, I was like, oh my gosh, like the transferable skills that I have learned from this is unbelievable. So like the attraction marketing, like a website, like giving a website and having leads come to you 24/7, right? Like this is working while you and I are talking to one another.
How did you learn all this stuff, though? Like these transferable skills, how did you learn them?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's not a trick question. I mean, I know the answers to this, but you're on the hot seat, so I thought
I'm in the hot seat. Yes, I'm in the hot seat. You can tell I'm in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Well, everything is provided to you. Every single solitary person in this community gets the exact same training. It's all step-by-step video training. Along with that, you have a mentor, whoever you would partner up with and sign up with, who helps you every step of the way, and then a coach, plus a large or small community that you can tap into as well. So you just take your time. The beginning's a little bit challenging. I think it takes a solid 3-4 weeks to sort of to get a website up and running in 3-4 weeks to me is insane. Probably a couple months, to sort of navigate and really kind of to get going. But, after that, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, you just have to follow the step-by-step training and away you go. And it's really up to you, up to the individual on how much effort they put in and what their level of engagement is, because they've started their own business, right?
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm just going to mention, Todd, because there's so many people in our community that we come across. Many of them are working full-time. So they're starting this part-time and putting in, whether it's an hour a day or even just an hour on the weekends. So every single person is on their own schedule, their own time schedule, which I think is brilliant as well, right? So you have that ability. You don't have that those outside pressures that people put on themselves, and we just take our time.
Yeah, absolutely. There are people that are able to do this, at the luxury of being able to do this on a more or less full-time basis. And then there are other people, just like you said, that are fitting this in the nooks and crannies of their day. And thank goodness it's all digital. You can use your phone as your learning device. It can be your classroom, and you can pick things up on your break or your lunch, or if you're on some sort of transportation on the way home from work, you can do your learning then before you get home to the family and looking after your kids if you have them, or spending time with your partner or what have you. It's totally adjustable, right? I think this is really cool to hear about this, because clearly you're a well-established professional in the industry. You were doing something for over 30 years, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're told that it's time to go, right? So what was that moment like? Like when you were called into the office, and it just sort of happens.
Devastating. It was devastating, and a true life-changing event. And I really I look back on that moment, and it was the worst and best moment of my life.
Right. And so how long, like, you found this fairly quickly, I imagine? Did you find it fairly quickly?
I took some time off. I had my love of my life. My dog was 15, just almost 15 at the time. So I took a good, solid 6 months, and I spent some time with her and family and friends, and just said, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity, because I was able to, which I'm blessed.
Right.
And able to just take a little bit of time off. And then I was like, okay, I need to make money. I'm solely responsible for my bills and my vet bills. My dog needs to get a part-time job. Anyway, my new dog. I took a little bit of time off, and then I just, like I said, I literally said a little prayer. I was like, I just don't want to go back. Although I'm very grateful. I'll always be very grateful. I didn't want to go back to that world for me personally. I wanted flexibility. I wanted remote, and I have the biggest part of my job that I loved was connecting with people, and this is the biggest part of this job, right? It's just connections. So
I think that's one of the most impressive things, is that every time somebody has a milestone achievement, or even maybe not, when we mean milestone achievement, folks, I mean that there are certain stages in our business development that are recognized across our business community. And even if it isn't a milestone achievement, like even if it's like, hey, you got your website up, or even if it's like, hey, you completed your training, or hey, you talked to someone for the first time about your online business, those things are celebrated by the community. And I think that's a really wonderful piece of what we do. We may be in business for ourselves, but we're not doing it alone.
Correct. Yep.
Right. And I've really gotten a lot out of it. It's really moving and touching to see people achieve success, having come from whatever different walks of life they have. There's no special skills or special person out there that can do this, and it's something that I think is one of the key reasons for people sticking with it, is the community.
Yes, I would agree, and just so the focus that this community puts on, and all the conventions. Like when I first started, there was a convention in California, and I was like, well, I just need to kind of get my feet in the pond. Like I got to see what's going on here. Right. But since then, oh my gosh, like I went to the one recently in Toronto. There was one in Calgary. There was Germany, Fiji, Hawaii, you name it, right? There are these global conventions where you can actually physically meet these people too, which is also important to do. And I've just made so many friendships out of this. It's crazy as well. So the global connection, and just the connections that we have are brilliant.
It's really wonderful. Yeah. So I wanted to explore what you went through when you were evaluating whether or not to get started in this business, because from what I can understand, from what I remember, you asked a few questions.
I know I'm known as the pain in the. I'm Irish, so this isn't background's Irish, so it's not really a swear word. Pain in the arse.
Well, you were diligent.
I put a couple of people through the ringer. I'm not going to lie. And when I saw them at the convention, they got big hugs from me. we had a glass of wine together. But no, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, when you're connecting with somebody who lives in a different province or lives in a different, whatever it is, right? And you've met them on this digital world, there's going to be that skepticism which exists from this, as much as we're part and we're in the middle of this digitalization, right? I always say we're right stuck in the middle, which I'm so happy about. And learning all these technical skills that will keep us going in this digital world that we're in. But with that comes challenges of, who am I talking to? Is this a real person? Is this a scam?
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff, right? So I definitely did my due diligence. I was what they call a tough crowd. But here I am, I just kept pulling me back. And I knew this was like, your whole body will talk to you before your brain, your head, and your heart will. I really believe that. And everything about it was just like, you need to look into this more. And when I talked to my mentor, my coach, we had Zoom calls, and they had as many as I wanted to do, after my initial Zoom call. Like I was like, I just got some more questions here. No problem. Well, I got a couple more questions. No problem. You know what I mean? So, yes, I get it why people have that skeptical part of them, and that's okay. That means you're doing your due diligence, and I think that's actually smart to do. But yeah, I saw, especially being part of those Facebook groups, I saw what was possible, and I'm like, well, all these people can do this.
Yeah.
And bringing in six figures and doing this and do that, like I sure as heck can.
100%.
Yeah.
You were a leader of people, were you not? In your former life, you were you had a team that you were responsible for.
I had a wonderful team that I still keep in touch with. Some, yeah, I had a brilliant team. I was very, very fortunate. Yeah.
And so, I think it was something in the finance world, the insurance world, what have you, that you were involved in, correct? So you were in like a real conservative business environment before you found this, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only reason I'm bringing this up, folks, is that, dun, dun, dun. Well, you may be thinking, what do these guys do? What exactly is this? How does this work? Why do I have to pay money to get started, et cetera? Well, all the things that apply to any standard business. If you were to get a franchise, either it's a coffee shop or a fast food chain or any kind of business you decide to open on your own, there's a whole bunch of things that one needs to go through to ensure the success of that business. And a lot of that happens before you even open your doors, before you're even ready for business, right? We have the luxury of being able to start our business from the minute that we sign the contract and get started. It's that simple. We don't have to wait for the building to be built. We don't have to wait for the inventory to arrive. There is no inventory, by the way. We don't have to wait for us to hire employees. We don't have to get the tax forms together. None of that. So what I find really interesting is that you were engaged in your former work life with a gigantic insurance finance corporation that looks at everything through the lens of risk. And the risk that these businesses look at, they want low risk because they want to make as much profit as they possibly can. If there's a high risk endeavor, they're not going to do it, right? And here is someone, I'm only pointing this out, folks, because here is someone who was engaged in that business for 33 years, took a look at this, asked all the questions, and then jumped in with both feet and has already found success in less than a year.
I love that. I've never actually thought about that. That was my job, was assessing risk. That was, from an underwriting perspective. So very interesting, Todd. I never really thought of it that way. So I love that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Like I said, and that's probably one of the reasons I put some people through the ringer. But yes, I ultimately landed on this because I did assess sort of the risk versus what was the potential of it,
Right.
And I did enough of my own digging that I could feel comfortable moving forward. And yes, in less than a year, like loving it and just full on moving forward. And I mean, I'm in it to win it, as one of my girlfriends, Val, would say. And, I'm in for the long haul, and I was born to do this. I absolutely love everything about this job, my business.
Exactly. Well, yes. I mean, who do you talk to if you want to take the afternoon off?
Yeah, right.
be you, right? It's all about what you decide that you want to put into it, when you want to work, how you want to work,
We'll
where you
have
want
to
to
check
work
in with my
from.
boss who's having a nap right now.
Well, right. Yeah. Yes. We
My
have a dog
four-legged
too.
boss. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever we go to travel, it's like, oh, who's looking
Yeah.
after Juno while we're traveling? Yeah. The real boss. You know what I mean, if people are wondering what the heck did Todd do in his former life, well, I've done a bunch of things, but for the last 10 years prior to this, I was in corporate sales for a tech firm. We're responsible for helping people maintain their IT infrastructure and their software licensing. And if none of this makes any sense to you because you don't think about IT, well, that's okay. It's boring as toast
Heard.
to me as well. But we were responsible for keeping the lights on in a way for people.
Yes.
And as we all know, everybody's got to have somebody to call when something breaks, right? And we were the folks that would fix stuff. We were the folks that would improve stuff. And I was on the sales end. So you might think that a job like that is a good job to have because everybody's in IT, right? Everybody needs IT. It's something that everybody needs to use. And I got to tell you, when they put a number on your head, put a number on your back, and you're responsible for achieving that number, if you don't achieve your number, certain things happen. And while trying to achieve that number, you know, you may feel like you're burning out a little bit, which is exactly what happened to me. I spent the last couple of years just running myself into the ground and working harder and harder and more hours and not getting anywhere. And eventually I was let go. A job like this allows me the security and the confidence that it's up to me. No matter what I do, no matter what happens in the outside world, I'm protected because I have my own business. Now, yes, businesses start all the time and businesses fail all the time. Most businesses don't make it through the first 3 to 5 years. This is true. And I'm not saying that this business model is not part of that cycle. However, when you look at the risk reward compared to larger businesses, the investment that is required for this business is very small.
It's
very
crazy.
small.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill you to invest. It's not even going to kill you to take a look, because if you take a look, what we do is we do charge a fee to look under the hood, so to speak. It's about $150 US, a little bit more for us on this side of the border. However, what that does, it allows us to talk to people who are truly interested. And as a business owner, you want that peace of mind that you're talking to somebody who's truly interested. Wouldn't you say, Marilyn?
Yes. I mean, I'll have a conversation with pretty much anyone who's interested, but the 149, that's, I like connecting, like talking, but the 149, to your point, that is in the free webinar. When you put your name in Todd or my website, you have automatic immediate access to a free 20-minute webinar, but it does talk about the next step. And I think it weeds out the tire kickers, right? And the people that are truly sort of interested in this. But I mean, I'll always be open to a conversation if somebody has some more questions about it. But that really is, and I mean, listen, Todd, you know I'm a talker. I'll never, ever, ever do any justice to all of the information that you get. Like, we know it's 6 to 7 videos. It's like almost 2 hours worth of watching. You can rewatch stuff. And at the end of the day, we went into this business. I went into this business for time. So someone's already built this. Someone's already built this whole package of, here you go. Here's all the videos to understand, like in specific details of all the different areas, right? Of the website you get, the tech support you receive, the step-by-step training, the mentorship, the coaching, the community, how commissions work, how you can accelerate your commissions and get started. All that is bundled up in this beautiful 6 or 7 videos. So, and what's the biggest piece of this that we want to tell everybody about the 149?
The 149 pays for it, right?
Well, it's refundable.
Oh yes, that. Well, there is that.
It's
refundable. that. Yes, 100%. So if you don't like what you see, if it's not for you, if you decide that maybe not right now, you can get your money back. As long as you don't move to the next step, which I think is amazing, right? So you can talk to your mentor as many times as you want. The person, your mentor, in this case, folks, your mentor would be the person like Marilyn or like myself who you reach out to first and ask questions. Completely free. We'll talk until the cows come home about what this business is, how it works, what it does. You can pay the 149 and it's 100% refundable. unless you decide you want to move forward and book a coaching call, which is the next step. It's the
Within that
last
30-day period. Yeah. Yeah.
last step before you get started. So
Yeah.
within 30 days, you don't book your coaching call, you decide it's not for you. You can go away, take your money.
It's zero risk.
No risk.
There's really no risk. So you're getting the movie ticket. You know, I like to use this analogy that the 20-minute webinar is the trailer to the movie. Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
You're getting to go see the movie. And if you come out, we're the ushers. If you don't like it, we're going to actually give you your money back where you would normally once you pay that, right? And the big kind of picture here is like, for those of you who have seen Titanic, you know, if I said, and sorry if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, Jack dies, but like Jack. But if I said, yeah, like the the boat goes down, Jack dies, blah blah, you wouldn't get anything out of that movie at the Titanic. So that's why it's important. I can summarize it in the movie in like 10-minute phone call that we have or whatever it is. But this is why it gives you that 2-hour spread of everything that you want to see the full movie to really understand the ins and outs and yeah.
And I firmly believe that from a business perspective, you don't want to cheat yourself of seeing the process, because the process is part of the business, which, should you become a business owner, should you decide that this is something that you want to do, you want to have experienced it yourself, because you can truly see the value of having this kind of a system that's already been built for you, that you don't have to build yourself.
Yeah.
That, you want to be able to experience yourself so that you can actually evaluate it. And I would encourage people who do contact either myself or Marilyn and ask questions, and then take the free webinar and look at the testimonials, and then perhaps pay the $149 and study the videos. I would encourage them to look at it from a business perspective, right? From a business person's perspective. What is this doing here? Why this process? Why this? Why now? Why is it happening this way? And then once you start to understand that it's brilliant, that it's a really powerful tool for helping people grow their businesses, and it takes much of the heavy lifting out of the way, I think the decision to join or not to join becomes a no-brainer, right?
Once you have an educated decision at that point, right? Yeah. You have all the sort of information that you need to move forward or not move forward. And it's okay. It's not for everybody, but it might be for you, and it might be the best decision you ever made in your life. And you'll know that, I think, after taking that extra step, which again is no risk. So,
100%.
We talked about risk a lot, right? So it's no risk.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people look at, is they look at the risk as opposed to the reward a lot of the times. And it's true. What people say is that we'll run faster and farther away from something that's giving us pain than we will towards something that's giving us pleasure, right? The pain motive makes us run away. It's because we're uncomfortable.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Right?
I'm trying to think, I wish I knew who said this, but they were talking about if you work 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, like you'll never get ahead, and you'll never have that time to really kind of, well, I shouldn't say for everybody, but it just gives us such an advantage of a website that's turning its wheels constantly behind us, right? At 24/7. So you wake up and you have leads, and these are like-minded people who are coming to you, which is the attraction marketing piece of it that we're taught. I had no idea how this all worked, right? And that piece of it, I think, is so important. So while you're playing with your kids, or you're at the mall, you're at the gym, or you're whatever it is you're doing, or you're working full time, you know what I mean? And you get this up and running. This is working in the background. And it starts out as a plan B for a lot of people, and it turns into we have lots of people, they call it firing your boss, right? That have ended their careers and do this on a full-time basis. And it's a legacy also for lots of parents out there, for the children to pick up on after it's up and established and what have you. And I think one of the other big points, Todd, you said, is when you talk about not starting from ground zero. Again, when I think about the photography piece of it, right? And this is, you don't have employees, you don't have inventory, you don't have like the hundreds and thousands of dollars for an online business it would cost, renting fees, leasing fees, really truly starting from ground zero, not having a clue how everything's going to work, throwing out inventory that you've purchased, right? And so many different variables of geographically where you are and what's happening with the economy and blah, 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 this is giving you everything. It's literally, like we call it, the business in a box, right? It's turnkey, and you plug in.
100%.
Off to go.
Marilyn, I really want to thank you for spending time with me today. It's been a hoot. I know we're going to have, hopefully we'll have more of these as time goes on. And I just like to say from my end, before I let you have the last word, that if you are hoping to spend more time with your friends and family and the people that are important to you, and you are looking to earn what you're worth, then I highly recommend that the least that you can do for yourself is to contact one of us or go to our website, find us on Facebook, ask those questions, take a look at the information, and see if a life of more freedom, if a life of more purpose, if a life of, yes, more income is something that you could see yourself doing, perhaps even part-time, perhaps full-time eventually. But do give it a look. Marilyn, do you have anything to add?
I think you summarized that absolutely perfectly, and well put and well said.
Thanks,
Said it all
Marilyn.
there, yeah.
You're fine.
I'm fine, everyone.
You're
I'm fine.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Thanks
I
for
know. I
dropping
think it's
by.
rained every last few Halloweens in Ontario anyway. So yeah, we'll see how the kiddies are going to come around, and I hope they do, because I need to get this Halloween candy out of my house. I just looked at a box of chips that I bought from Costco, and I went, "Uh-oh, there's like half a box left." So,
Oh, well, you'll be doing the Monster Mash for a couple months, I guess.
yes,
That's
the
just the way
Monster
it
Mash.
is.
Thank you so much, Todd, for inviting me on here today. I absolutely love this. I wish and I hope we can do this again. And for anyone who's watching this on Todd's page, he is an absolutely brilliant person and a big part of our community. We love Todd. You'll be in good hands, and I hope everybody. Same with me from my page. I would be your mentor. So this is what this community does. We pump each other up, and we pump each other's tires, and we support one another. So thank you, and I hope everybody has a brilliant morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching this.
100%. Reach out to either one of us if you're looking for a go-getter. There's no one better at
Or
getting
some
it.
info on Squid Game.
Bye, everybody. Happy Halloween. All the best.
See ya.
Bye-bye.